Chalo, solve this problem.
Sir?
Yeah, Ronak.
So the depreciation rate is very high.
It's an air conditioner, right? Air conditioner depreciation is very high.
Okay, sir.
So it's, that's okay. This is a problem, but in general, if you buy a air conditioner and after a year, if you want to sell it, you don't even get, here in this case, he's saying 70%. Trust me, you don't get even 50%. People don't give money.
Yes, sir.
So for example, you buy books in the market, and if you go and sell your books at the end of 1 year in a second-hand market, he gives you 50% less, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the answer? What about others? I only see Ronak solving quickly and putting the answer. What about others? I need answers. Even if it is the same answer, please mention. Good, good. So I'm sure most of you might have solved it this way. So basically this 40,000 is depreciating by 30% first, and then depreciating by 20%. So you need to get to the answer. So you might have done the calculation as 40,000 multiplied with 1 minus R by 100. R is here 30 by 100 multiplied with 1 minus 20 by 100. So that is nothing but 40,000 multiplied with 1 minus 30 by 100 will be 1 minus 3 by 10. That is 10 minus 3 is 7. So that is 7 by 10 multiplied with 1 minus 2 by 10, which is 8 by 10 or 4 by 5. Correct? 2 ones are 2 5s are. 1 minus 1 by 5 is 4 by 5. So I'm sure you might have simply did this. 1 0 and 1 0 gets cancelled. 5 ones are, 5 8s are 800. So therefore it is correct. Am I correct? Yeah. 800 into 7 4s are 28. So 2 zeros there. So 8 8s are 64, 4 and 6 carry, 8 2s are 16, plus 6 is 22. So 22,400. So is everyone good? Is everyone good? Did all of you did it this way, right? Or is there anyone who did differently? Anyone did this differently? Anyone?
Sir, I only didn't multiply both the rates at one time, but I separated them. First I did for 30% and then I did for 20%.
Okay, so you did this calculation first and that calculations. Good.
Yes.
So this is the standard method that everyone is supposed to do. This is your standard thing, but I want you to learn something new now. Everyone concentrate. Everyone concentrate. This I am teaching once again because I want you to learn mental math. Because if someone asks you this question, I don't want you to put all these formula and get it. I'm talking about not in the exams. In school exams, you're supposed to do it this way only. But in your life, when you get a situation like this, you know this 40,000 is depreciating by 30%. What is 30% of 40,000 is, well, 4,000 is 10%, 30% is 12,000. So it's going to become 28,000. It's a simple math, one step answer. 40% reduces by 30%, so it becomes 28,000, and this further reduces by 20%. Therefore, 20% of this is 2,800, so 20% is 5,600. If I remove 5,600 out of it, it will be 22,400. Does it make sense? If yes, mention yes in the chat box. Yeah, makes hell lot of sense. That's how you should look at numbers in life. So 40,000, it is depreciating by 30%. 30% of 40,000 is 4,000 into 3, 12,000 depreciates, it becomes 28,000. It further depreciates by 20%. Now, what is 20% of 28,000? It is 2,800. Doubling it will be 5,600. So answer is 22,400. So that's a very simple math. What you're doing here is also the same thing. You have done the same thing here, but I'm saying that we learned the concept of 10%, 1%. How do you do mental math with numbers and percentages? If you know how to do it, your life becomes easier. In a competitive exam, when you have options given, when you have numbers right in front of you, it's easy to do quick math and get to the answer. रोनक बाबू कुछ बोलना चाहते हो बोलो. Yeah, correct. So overall it has depreciated by 44%. Very good. So if we ask you overall after end of 2 years how much percentage it has depreciated by, so that means basically it has lost how much money? It has lost 17,600. 17,600 is lost on a base of 40,000. On a base of 40,000. 17,600 is lost on a base of 40,000 multiplied by 100 will give you the depreciation value at the end of 2 years. So that will give you 2 zeros goes on there. These 2 zeros also get down there. 4 fours are 16, 16, so 44. Now it is totally overall it has at the end of 1 year it is 30%, the end of 2 years is 20%. Overall it is depreciated by 44%. Perfect, makes sense. Very good, very good, very good. But that he did not ask you that. He just asked you what amount did he sell. Sunil received by selling his air conditioner. He received 22,400. That's the answer. I hope everyone understood this approach also. If yes, mention yes in the chat box quickly. Good. This formula we have already done. Solve this. Yeah, Akhil, I'm in class. I'll call you back. Thank you, Ronak. This is an easy question. Calculate the amount and compound interest. Let's not waste time. Calculate the amount and compound on 18,000 for 2.5 years at 10%. Amount is equal to principal, which is 18,000 for 2.5 years at 10% compounded annually. Compounded annually, so 1 plus. No. Question is interesting. 2.5 years. Karo. I'm sorry. Karo.
Sir, what to do with 2.5 years?
हाँ तो दिमाग लगा क्या करना चाहिए. Very good, Naisha. Very good. So that's nice. So what are you supposed to do first? You will calculate because 2.5 years. So what you will do is you will calculate the compound interest for 2 years first. So that becomes a principal here. You know amount at the end of 2 years. You know principal here. You know how to calculate amount at the end of 2 years. So for the 6 months, what will you do? For that 6 months, you will calculate simple interest. The interest earned for those 6 months. So, or you can, that's the easiest way to do, right? So let's calculate amount at the end of 2 years. What is the amount at the end of 2 years? 18,000 multiplied with 1 plus r by 100. 1 plus r is 10. 1 plus 10 by 100 whole to the power of 2. So amount at the end of 2 years will be 18,000 multiplied with 100, 1 by 10, 11 by 10, 11 by 10 into 11 by 10. Correct? So you have 2 zeros and 2 zeros gets cancelled. You can do this math quickly. How much is that coming to? 180 into 11 into 11.
Sir, it's 21,780.
How much?
Sir, 21,780.
So 21,780 is your amount at the end of 2 years. So for half a year, there is no logic of doing any compound interest as such. You can simply calculate interest for 6 months. What is interest for 6 months? You'll calculate interest on whom? On the amount end of 2 years, right? So rate of interest is 10% per annum. So for 6 months, it will be, for 6 months, it will be 5%. So basically 5%, that is 5 by 100 times of the principal at the end of 2 years will be nothing but amount at the end of 2 years. 21,780. Wonderful. Wonderful. So just divide that. So this 0 and this 0 gets cancelled. Either you multiply and divide, or simply 5 ones are 5 twos are, just divide by 2. That will be 1 0 1 there. So 17 means 8s are 16, 1 carry 9. So 1089 is the interest earned in 6 months. So what is he asking you? Calculate the amount. So amount at the end of 2.5 years will be
21,780 plus 1,089.
2.5 years will be 21,780 plus this. 21,780 plus 1089. How much is that coming to?
Sir, it's 22,869.
How much?
22,869.
22,869. Okay, 22,869. That is your amount at the end of 2.5 years. So you know how to calculate compound interest. Now interest will be nothing but amount minus the principal, which is 18,000. Therefore 4,869 will be the interest.
Yes.
So what will be the compounded interest? Your amount minus principal. So that will be this minus 18,000, which will be 4,869. All good? Sure. These formulae we have already learned. Amount after n years compounded half yearly. If it is half yearly, you know r by 2 whole to the power of 2n. We already done this. Did we do this? Did we do this?
Yes, sir.
Compounded quantity, did we do this?
Yes, sir.
I mean, did we learn? Yes, we learned this. Chalo, solve this. 4 questions, we are done with the class. There are only 4 questions, one after the other. Let's do it.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, the payable interest is the compound interest.
Of course. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Here it's assumed as compound interest only.
Yes.
He's not asking for amount, he's asking you for interest. Actually, the question is wrongly worded, but with the given options, the best answer is 19,250 is perfect. Because he's asking you at the end of, interest payable at the end of second year. So he's exclusively asking you for only at the end of second year. So at the end of first year, you know it like this. Look at this, 1,75,000. Now, I want you people to get smarter in life, which you need to understand. At the end of first year, you would have earned an interest of 17,500 or paid an interest of 17,500, which is 10%. Whereas in the second year, he would pay 17,500 and also he will pay interest on this 17,500, which is 10% of this 17,500 will be 1,750.
175.
Right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So this is the interest at the end of 1 year. Whereas at the end of 2 years, you will pay the interest on this principal, plus you will pay interest on this interest, which is 1,750. So the summing up of that will give you 19,250. So that's the interest calculated at the end of 2 years, only exclusive for second year. So overall interest will be this plus this. Overall interest will be 17,500 plus 19,250. This is in case you want to calculate at the end of 2 years. overall interest paid at the end of 2 years. I hope you're getting it. So we are doing this without formula, correct? Yeah. So what's the other way to solve this? So for this question, this is the best way to solve what we did just now. This part is the best way to solve this problem for the given question and the options given to you. Okay, good. Let's go ahead. Good. Naisha, would you like to explain?
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So this first find the interest for the first year, which would be rupees 3,50,000.
Interest at the end of 1 year, you calculated which is what?
3,50,000, 6 by 100.
So 6%, which is 6 by 100 times of 35,000. Sorry, 3,50,000. Yeah, 2 zeros get cancelled. So how much is that?
Sir, it's 35 lakh, not 3,50,000.
Oh
It's
yeah,
3
sorry. No,
It's 3,50,000, huh?
yeah, like 50,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3,500 into 6, 35 6 are
21,000.
21,000. Yeah, correct. Yeah, Naisha, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So then the amount at the end of the first year would be 3,50,000 plus 21,000,
Correct.
which is
Therefore,
3,71,000.
very good. 3,71,000. Wonderful. So what did you do? You also calculated interest at the end of second year.
Yeah.
Okay. How much is that? Once again, 6 by 100 times of 3,71,000. Correct?
Yeah.
So how much did you get?
For interest of the second year, 22,260.
22,000.
260.
6 ones are 6, 6 sevens are 42, 2 and 4 carry, 6 threes are 18, 22. Correct, 22,260. Wonderful. So amount at the end of 2 years is nothing but you just added this up. So it gave you 0, 6, 260,
393.
390.
3.
Wonderful. Yeah, so I'm sure you calculated then. Now interest at the end of third year, which is nothing but once again 6 by 100 times of 3,93,260, right?
Yeah.
So 1 0 got cancelled. You multiplied with 6 and divided by 10. Correct?
Which is 20. Yeah. Which
Tell
is
me how much is that?
23,000. Yeah. 23,595.60.
Okay. 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 So that you just subtracted from these two. Is it 23,000?
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference? What is he asking you? What is the difference between the interest which you had to pay at the end of first and third year? First year interest is 23,595. This is 21,000, right? So what's the difference? $2,595.6. Correct. 2,595.6. Perfect. That's a perfect answer, Naisha. I hope rest of you also got the same answer. Yeah, Kavya is also saying D. Good. Everyone got it. So you are able to get it. So not necessarily you have to use formula. This question requires you to apply the logic of compound interest, calculate year end. What is the interest amount that gives you an idea, and then you crack the question. Good. Solve this. Nice question. Think about it. Okay, Ronak says C is the answer. Veda is typing. Okay, good. So I want Veda, if you can explain why you think C is the answer.
Sir, the principal for the second year is 26,400.
Very good, very good. So that's a direct question. You can clearly see that. Maybe you need not calculate the rest of the numbers. So this is a quite evident option. Now, you know 24,000 is a principal. At the end of year, 10% of this 24,000 is 2,400. So basically, the principal at the end of second year, rather the amount at the end of 1 year is nothing but 26,400. Right? And you have a clear option here, option C. The principal for the second year is 26,000. If she starts with 26,000, it's definitely a wrong answer. And she will definitely not take that as the initial thing, because Meenu is calculating, but she's calculating using simple interest. What it means is she will calculate simple interest for first year and calculate the value and then take there and keep on doing like that. So he's asking you which of the following statement is incorrect regarding Meenu's calculation. If she takes this as a calculation, this is definitely the wrong statement. That statement is incorrect. Chalo, solve this. This is the last question for the day. Quickly do it. Easy question. And then I have a thank you for you. Okay. So as a closing question, I'll explain this using both formula and without formula so that everyone get to learn how do we solve problems. Calculate the amount of compound interest 8,000 for 1 year at 9% per annum compounded half yearly. That means I have to do it twice, and 9%, that means this becomes 4.5%, 4.5% compounded twice. So you know the formula is 8,000 amount at the end of 2 years, or amount at the end of 1 year, but 2 terms. At the end of 1 year, but 2 terms, you know, is 8,000 into 1 plus R by 100, 1 plus 4.5, 4.5 by 100 whole to the power of 2. 4.5 because 9% divided by 2. Why it is 2? Because 1 year we are dividing into 2 parts compounded. So basically it is 8,000 multiplied with 4.5 means 0 here, 45, 9, 5 9s are 5, 2s are 200, 9 by 200. Is that correct? Yes. So 200 plus 9, 209, right? 209 by 200 multiplied with 209 by 200. Perfect. So when we do that, so you get these 3 zeros and these 3 zeros get cancelled. So you have 2 2s of 4. This is 40 actually, right? 2 2s of 4, 40. So 8 1s are, or you can do it 2 1s are, 2 4s are. You have 2 10s are and 2 2s are. So multiply that. What is this value? Ronak, can anyone quickly tell me? 209.
8736.2.
How much? 8?
736.2.
36.2. Very good. 8736.2. So that is the amount at the end of 1 year. So you know this is 8736.2 minus 8,000. Therefore, your interest amount is nothing but amount minus principal. That's how you get it is 736.2. Okay. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is the way I generally do it. Whenever you have options like this, 8,000. The moment I know it is 4.5%, I have to compound it twice. I'll quickly calculate 4.5% of this. What is 4.5%? It basically 4% is nothing but 80, so it is 320, right? And 5%, 0.5% will be 40, so that will be 360. Are you able to follow what I'm doing? I'm saying 4.5% interest. On 8,000, I'm calculating interest, 4.5%. I'm saying 4% of this is 1% is 80 rupees. 4% will be 80 into 4, 320. And 0.5% will be 40 rupees. That means 360 rupees. Are you okay? Do you understand this is 4.5%? Everyone. So the moment
Yeah.
I see this 360, I calculate 360 and 360, right? And I also calculate 4.5% of this 360. Now 360 ka 5% will be how much? What is 5% of 360? 10% is 36. 5% will be 18. It will be little less than 18. So you know 720 plus 18. 738 se thoda kam hona chahiye. It should be little less than 738. There is only one option. I'll mark that and go forward.
Yes, sir.
How many of you understood what I said just now? How many of you have understood what I said just now?
Sir, I.
Very good. Very good. Very good. I want to listen more. If you want, I can repeat once again. What I'm saying is, because I am not comfortable multiplying 209 into 209 into 2, doing all this nonsense for me is a lot of time. In a real exam situation, wherever you have options, you can be little smart. Now, how can you be smart? Now, here I'm saying, I know it's 8,000 rupees, 8,000 rupees, and I know it is instead of 9%, I know it's 4.5%. Twice. That means I get once if I do 4.5%. What is 4.5%? I know how to calculate 5%. 10% is 800, 5% is 400. But what is 0.5%? Right? It will be 360. So I know it is 360 plus 360. But I should not forget, it will be more than 720. Answer will be more than 720. Why it will be more than 720? Because I'm going to get interest on interest. I'm going to earn interest on this also. Now, I know more than 720, therefore these two options are ruled out. From these two options, now both are close, therefore I need to calculate. Now, how do I calculate? I need to calculate 4.5% of 360. It's easy to calculate 5%. 10% is 36 rupees. 360 ka 10% is 36. 5% will be 18 rupees. I know 4.5 will be little less than 18 rupees. So 360 plus 360 is 720. 720 plus 18 is 738. Answer should be little less than 738. So of course it cannot be 745. Therefore it has to be 736.2. It only helps you to do it faster in a real competitive exam, Olympiad exams, when you have options in front of you. If you know the numbers, interest plus interest I need to calculate. If you know that fundamentals, then the problem becomes easier. If you don't know, if you don't understand this, no worries at all. If you don't understand this, no worries at all. You can do it like this. You can do it like this. That's it for today. I hope you understood compound interest as a concept, as a logic, and as numbers. I hope you will do well with this entire chapter on comparing quantities, profit and loss, simple interest, compound interest as a concept. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Sunday evening. Good night. Shab Khair. Happy Christmas. Ho gaya. Have a wonderful year ahead, because I think I'll be taking the next class only in the next academic year. So for a couple of weeks, we'll be introducing another teacher for math for you. Is a wonderful teacher. I'm taking a small break for a while, so I'll come back to you guys with more sessions. Until then, have a wonderful year ahead. See you guys.
You are currently the only